I passed the CompTIA Security Plus exam in 7 days, and here is exactly how I did it. I'll be telling you how I got here in the first place, how I studied, the resources I used, and some helpful exam tips that would help you who might be watching this video and planning to take the exam on things that you need to do before and on the day of the exam. So just a little bit background about myself. I graduated with a bachelor's in petroleum engineering in the university, and that took me about 7 years of my life. My parents were the ones who made the decision for me to study that course because while I was in school, I never really liked the course and there was nothing that I could do. I wasn't really confident enough to make a change. So after graduating the university, I wanted to advance in my career, but I knew that that was not the thing for me. I started looking forward to making a change as to what I was doing at that time. And that was when I found out about cybersecurity from one of my mentors. I saw cybersecurity as a whole new world where it's really, really interesting. The way the landscape changes over time is something that you need to always have your head in the game. And it's a really, really interesting field. And that was why it caught me at first when I found out about it. And I realized that it was actually something that I was supposed to do because I've always been the computer guy in all my friend cycle. Even the guys who were studying IT, they always come to me for problems that maybe they had with their computers or stuff like that. So I was always that guy because I had early access to computers and the space wasn't something new to me. So after some deliberations, I enrolled in an academy with my friend who also wanted to get into cybersecurity, but he studied computer science. So he had some foundational IT background, but me, I didn't. And it was scary at first because I was wondering how was I going to meet up with the demand and get the foundational knowledge before even thinking of getting certifications. But I had this drive in me that I believed in myself that I could do it and I was ready to put in the work. It wasn't a cheap academy anyways, and at the end of this video, if you are someone who maybe doesn't have the money to enroll in an academy to get proper training, I would show you a roadmap that you can use to also get the knowledge and the skills required to be able to take these exams. So the proposed plan from the academy was that it was going to last us 2 months to get ready for the certification exam. And I didn't really have much time on my side because I was also doing a side hustle and I was trying to meet up with the bills. So it wasn't something that I had all the time in the world to do. I could try to get 3 hours or 4 hours a day to give into studying while the other hours goes into something else. But I was still determined anyway, so we started. It took 2 months, and after 2 months of studying, after 2 months of reading, after 2 months of attending classes, getting foundational knowledge about the IT space, networking and cybersecurity most especially, we started preparing to take the exams. So life had some other plans for me. I had to move city. I had to move from where I was to a different city in my country, in Nigeria. And that actually affected me so much because it took me about 1 month to get back into the game. I was supposed to take the exam in the next coming weeks, but because of the travel, I had to post it to a month after. Having to stay away from classes, having to stay away from studying, not having the time to read for the exam, it made me slack a lot because I knew I was almost forgetting most of the things I was learning at that time because I was new to all of this. I didn't really have knowledge. I was learning. There were new things. So after leaving it out for some time, it became blurry and I knew that I couldn't take the exam at the given time. So I had to post it and hope for when I get settled in at this new city where I moved to, then I can take the exam again. So after 1 month moving from where I was before, I then got settled in at this new city, and I now knew that I needed to set out time to take the exam. One thing that I noticed when I wanted to prepare for the exam while I was still at the old place was that I was procrastinating a lot as at how ready I was to take the exam. I wasn't sure I was ready. So one thing that I needed to change at this new place was that I needed to fix a date and I had to meet up with the date that I've set for myself. So I gave myself 7 days, which is just 1 week to prepare for the exam because I've already studied a lot. I've gone through hours and hours of studying. The past 2 months that I had with the academy, I knew most of these things. I understood them because I was not just learning on my own. I put in so much time to learn. I was using AI to explain some things. I was watching videos on YouTube. I was going doing personal study times every single day. I was living and breathing and sleeping cybersecurity. So I knew that I just needed 7 days to probably brush up and cover some more areas because when I left, I wasn't 100% ready. I would say I was 80% ready. So I needed to cover up that remaining 20% here now and have a refresh of my memory of what I've learned in the past. So I did that. After 7 days, I sat for the exam. I was quite anxious, but I knew that I had to do it and I was ready at this time because I've studied a lot, and you need to study a lot if you want to take this exam. The exam was kind of smooth. I had enough time to go through all the questions and have to come back to review them, check the answers. And one simple trick that I did was that I answered the multiple choice questions first before answering the PPQs. If you don't know what the PPQs are, they're performance-based questions where you are given a scenario and then you're told to pick what is best to do at that given scenario. And I passed. I scored 795 over 900. That's kind of a really, really good score because for someone who didn't have an IT background, I would say I'm kind of proud of myself because I sat for this exam and I passed really well. After finishing the exam, when everything was done, I brought out my camera and I did a video just to film my reaction because I was totally drained at that point. I have like been studying. It has taken a whole lot out of me to get to that point. So I filmed myself. I couldn't even react. I didn't even know what to do, what to say, but I was just happy internally that I had passed this stage, that I had crossed the bridge, and I could now focus on some other things that I wanted to like do with my life because I had to pause on so many things just to focus on the exam. So that's kind of like a summary of how I got into this space, how I prepared and how I passed the exam. So if you're preparing for the Security Plus exam, here is my advice for you. First of all, you need to understand what the exam is about and what it is focused on. The exam has evolved over the years. There's the 601, there's the 701, and it changes. I don't know if it's yearly, but I think it's like after some few years, it's changed. It depends on how the landscape of the space is because cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field. There's a document that I'm going to attach in the description of this video. It is created by CompTIA. It is the CompTIA Security Plus Certification Exam Objectives. It's going to help you understand the topics that will be covered in the exam so that you can practice and focus on what is going to like come out or what you need to focus on so that you don't just read vaguely. So one of the advice I'm going to give to you is for you to try to understand what you are studying. Is it cryptography? Is it wireless network? Is it port security? Whatever it is that you are trying to understand, make sure you understand the concept. I use AI tools like ChatGPT to help me break down like things on a really basic level and give me like real world examples. I'm going to show you how I do that on my laptop screen in a few seconds from now. So you just need to understand that whatever it is, whatever is going to come out from the exam, whatever the question is going to be like, the questions are not going to be the same. So you need to understand the topics, you need to understand the concept, what it is about exactly, and not just trying to cram something so that you can go pour it out on the exam because it's going to like be detrimental to you because you might find something that's quite different from what you are used to. So you need to understand because all the questions are still going to come out from the same place. No matter how they put it, no matter how it comes out, you're going to know the answer because you understand what the concept is, you understand what the topic is, you understand that cryptography is this and that. So however they try to twist the question, you are still going to pass. Another advice for me is for you to make time to study. Make time to study every single day. If you're planning to take the Security Plus exam, you need to study every day. You need to set like 2 hours, 1 hour. Just make sure that you're consistent with studying because if you don't study for some days, you will find out that you are going to be like slacking in some areas or you might not really be progressing the way you want to. The thing about the Security Plus exam is that from my experience, from the things I saw that day, you need to study. I promise you, you need to study because you're going to be surprised. Even maybe an hour may not even be enough. You need to like have like 2 hours that you need to, if you're trying to maybe take the exam in like a month or maybe 2 months, you need to give out enough time to study. I cannot even overemphasize on this because the amount of time you give into studying is definitely going to show in how prepared you get for the exam. Personally, for me, I give about 3 hours to 4 hours every single day to try to study for this exam, even while having work at hand. I try to study at night, I studied during the day. Whenever I had time, I just tried to like just put in the reps. That was the only way I was going to pass. And I knew because I was seeing the topics and they were new to me. And I was trying to achieve something that I wasn't even familiar with. So I needed to like put in the time. And don't get too comfortable with your studies because you might be surprised on the day of the exam. So please and please give enough time to study. Another advice from me to you is for you to believe in yourself. I promise you, your confidence really, really matters. For me, it's translated in the way I studied. It made me understand things really faster. Even on the day of the exam, I was really, really confident. I worked well with my time. I could flag questions that I wasn't really sure of. I could leave the ones that I was 100% sure that this was the answer. I knew how to like coordinate myself and that really, really helped me. My confidence. So if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be really bad because it's going to affect you in the way you're studying. It's going to even affect you on the day of the exam. Your confidence is definitely going to come from how ready and prepared you are. So try to give in time to study so that it's going to build your confidence to know that yes, I'm ready for this exam. Because if you're not ready, you wouldn't have the confidence to even take the exam in the first place. So try to believe in yourself. It's going to help you so much. The last advice I have for you is for you to give yourself time. Is it 1 month? Is it 2 months? Just try to be realistic with your time. You alone know how your day goes. You alone know how your schedule works. Try to find out the best time and try to see how long it's going to take you to get to that level of readiness because it's a level of readiness you need to get to for you to be able to pass the exam. So give yourself 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Just try to be realistic. Don't pressure yourself. Pick a date and say, oh, I'm going to take the exam at this particular time so that you can now have what to work with. You will never be ready until you say you are. Okay, so we're here on my computer screen. I will show you the resources that I use to prepare for the exam. I would show you some tips and I would show you some resources that may be helpful to you as you're planning to take the exam. So the first thing that I need to share with you is the exam objective. So if you're not going to maybe join like an academy like I did, these are things that I learned after being in the academy and I was like, okay, if I was not in this academy, how was I going to like do this? So for maybe someone like you who might not really have the money or the resources to join an academy to learn cybersecurity and try to pass the security plus you're trying to do it on your own, this is something that's going to be really helpful. The exam objectives is something that will really come in handy for you when you're trying to take the exam. It shows you exactly what you need to like focus on. It shows you like general security concepts is going to like take 12% of the exam. Threat vulnerabilities and mitigation is going to take like 22%. Security architecture is going to take like 18%. Security operations is going to take like 20%. So what this means is that for all the questions that you're going to like be getting in the exam, these are the percentage of this types of questions that will come out. 12% of this type of question, security controls. You could see a question about maybe what is a preventive, what is a managerial type of control. They may give you like a scenario and say, okay, which type of security control is this? Which type of security controls is a CCTV camera? What type of, so just questions around those type of things would come out only 20%, 12%. So when you're now trying to study, maybe you go on YouTube, you now find videos about security controls, trying to understand what preventive security control is, trying to understand what zero trust is and stuff like that. For maybe channels that are focused on security plus and how to pass, you would now know how much you need to like focus on this. So it gives you like a really good guide. It gives you like a really good guide on what to focus on. So this is really helpful. I'll be dropping a link in the description of this video. All the things I'm going to be sharing to you, they're all going to be in the description of this video. So make sure you check it out so that you can have them for yourself as well. So this is the exam. This is the exam objectives from CompTIA. This is their website. And this is really helpful. So another thing I'd like to show you is the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate. For someone like me who didn't really have like proper IT background, I took the Google Cybersecurity course and it really helped me. It gave me like a really good foundation on some things. I did this in February before starting in March. So it took me about like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get this done. So this is not really expensive. You can do this in like a month if you're really like determined to get it. And it's going to help you if you are somebody who doesn't have IT background at all. This should be like where you should start from rather than just jumping into Security Plus. But if you want to jump into Security Plus, you can. There's no rule book to it, so you can do what you want, but I'm just going to like advise you to try this out because it really helped me. So now to properly understand some particular things, I use ChatGPT a lot. You can use maybe any AI, but I would recommend ChatGPT because it really helped me. So to really understand some particular things that I wasn't really like getting, I always come to ChatGPT and try to break things down in a really like basic level with real world examples so that I can know how this is practical in real life. So this is what I always do. I always like it. You can see from there, I had a question where they were talking about data sovereignty. I didn't really know what it is. Even when I saw the answer, I wasn't really sure as to why that was the answer. So what I did was I came to ChatGPT. I pasted the question there. I copied the question and I pasted it here, and I told it that I failed this question, so you should explain the topic and relating topics to me so that I can understand. So ChatGPT is always like the best explainer for me. I recommend ChatGPT a lot. It always does explain better than my teachers, I wouldn't lie. But the way it does it is really good. You can see it still picked the answer, which is a jurisdiction. So it's now explained why that is the answer. And it explained why the others were not the correct answer and what they are. So this gives you knowledge. You are not just picking things because you know just one of the answers and then you don't know the rest. But this is going to help you understand some things that you may not even know about, because there's some random things that can just be put in the options to confuse you. So when you get those random things, you can now understand what they really are and how you can actually like deal with them, because you now know that this is not the answer and I know what this is. You are not just guessing. So this helps you so much to understand some topics, understand things, break them down on a really like basic level with real world examples. So you can see a real world example about data sovereignty and what it was about. So I now understood this is how this works, and I can never forget it because of this explanation. So these are things that you should do. If you have any, you can always come here to paste topics, tell it to break it down for you, questions that you failed. It helps so much. I can't even overemphasize on this. Make sure you do this. You don't want to miss doing this. So now you've gotten the exam objective. If you are not following an academy, you are trying to do this on your own. You're trying to go through the free route. One very strong recommendation I'll make is Professor Mesa. Professor Mesa is a guy on YouTube that does things related to IT. He does cybersecurity, he does networking and some other things. I followed him because of cybersecurity. I don't really know much about the other things he does, but he really has this stuff that he does every week, and then he comes live, and then you can ask questions, you can go through. He explains topics, he explains why answers are right, he explains why answers are wrong. He has lots of resources, lots of study resources. I think he has some paid ones and some free ones. You can go to his YouTube channel. Let me open his YouTube channel here. This is his study resources for These are study resources for Security Plus. There are study groups. There's free 24-hour Security Plus chat. I think this is AI. Just different things that are going to help you take. You can solely rely on Professor Mesa if you're the type of person who does not want to like go use different people to get ready. If you're someone who likes to stay fixed on one thing and try to get it done with just one thing, I would strongly recommend Professor Mesa, because he has this way of teaching and you will really like it and understand. So his YouTube page is filled with lots and lots of videos about Security Plus. It might get confusing, but you can just go to the playlist and find things that are related to Security Plus and the version of the Security Plus that you're going for, because I think he has like different versions. So you can see this is Security Plus 701, yeah, which is the current one, and this is where you should be when you want to see like all the videos containing what it does. So you can see there are different videos here. Take your time, watch the videos, understand what things are about, and when you need to get like proper explanation about some particular things, you can always come to his page and watch them, and you will get them, I promise you. When you are close to taking the exam, I would strongly recommend that you practice lots and lots and lots and lots of exam questions until the day of the exam. That's the only way you're going to like test yourself and know that all the things you have been studying for, all the things you've been like grinding for, studying midnight and stuff, are all working out, because you will now see them in the way you answer the questions. You can now see them in the way that you are now understanding the questions better. You're not getting tricked by the questions again. You now know what is demanded of you to get some particular questions right. So now, one YouTube channel that I would strongly recommend for you to use as a practice is this YouTube channel. I'm going to post all the links in the description of this video, so check them out. The YouTube channel name is Dean Cyber. He has lots of videos for practice exam test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, just lots and lots of videos that you can practice. There's a 5-hour long one here. This was one. This really helped me a lot in those 7 days when I was practicing to pass the exam. So try to go through this as well. This can take you maybe like 3 days to finish, or maybe 2 days, depends on how busy you are. But make sure you try to get this done as well. Now, if you're someone who doesn't really like watching videos, if you want to do something more practical, like an actual exam simulation, then this website is the site for you. This is Exam Compass. It's a website where they post like exam questions on Security Plus. Some may be outdated, but I think they're trying to keep it updated, because you can see this is 701, which is the latest one. So it has lots and lots of questions that you can go through to get familiar with how the exam is going to be. There are PBQs. You can see PBQs here as well. So you can see this is the exam objectives. This is one from CompTIA. You can see what the 701 exam objective are, where you see the topics and what you need to focus on. Then you can click on the practice test. These are the practice tests. There are lots and lots of practice tests here. So you can practice them as much as you like, familiarize yourself, practice lots and lots of questions, because it's going to help you on the day of the exam. So here are just some few exam tips that I'm going to leave with you before I end this video. And they're going to help you on the day of the exam, because they did help me. There's the multiple choice questions and then the performance-based questions. I left the performance-based questions and focused on the multiple choice questions. Why? Because I wanted to save time. Those ones require you to think really well to come up with a solution, because you'll be given a scenario as to what is going on. So maybe you're trying to set up something and then they need your input as a security analyst or as a SOC analyst. I focused on the multiple choice questions, and when I was done with them, I then started the PBQs before I then started doing my review. So that saved me a whole lot of time, because I couldn't even imagine the amount of time I would have wasted on the PBQs if I started with them first. You can do it anyhow you like, but this is just something that worked for me and I wanted to share with you. So you can try it on the day of the exam and see how it's going to help you. So that is it for this video. I wish you the best of luck on your exam. I hope you come out with flying colors as well. The Security Plus certifications means a lot to me. It has helped me so much in leveling up my resume, and I hope it helps you too. You can check out my channel page. I make videos about cybersecurity in general, IT, and just things related to cybersecurity. So if that is what you like, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment, share this video, and I hope to see you in one of my videos.